Okay. Thanks for tuning in. You hear that call? It's that siren. Yes, you new viewers. That's the call of the boxing junkie right there. Just to rehab the Double RT boxing show. The Ready Talk Boxing. You tuned in because your fix, your itch, is Claressa Shields. That's your fix, and right now that is the dosage we are handing out right here in the boxing rehab, known as the Double RT Boxing Show. New viewers, I do suggest before you subscribe, stick around, finish this one, watch another one, see if you like the content and not just Claressa Shields that I'm talking about before you subscribe. Now, Claressa Shields did defeat Christina Hammer in a dominant performance. I gave her all 10 rounds. Now, there's a lot in this fight you can be happy about. A lot. But as a boxing junkie right here on the Double RT Boxing, when you talk boxing just because you're a fucking junkie, the one thing I'm going to say negative about the fight right away, and it's nothing to do with Claressa Shields, is the referee Sparkle. She did a pretty much good job. Could have took a point away from Holden to really stop it and let Claressa Shields be a more offensive fighter, but it was the misflow. She was breaking the inside fighting up of Claressa Shields a little too soon. Like Claressa Shields had you seen Claressa Shields the first 2 rounds, she was like trying to fight, but like stop, no fighting. And it got to a point where Claressa Shields like looked at her like, well, why are you doing this to me? Like I'm punching her, and like, why are you stopping me? And around round 3, she started to let Claressa Shields throw some punches while Hammer was holding her. She's like, fuck it, Claressa Shields is free. I let her punch, but then she is stopping round 4. Let her go in round 5. Stop her around. Like, it was a misguided flow. I think if she would allow Claressa Shields to a body attack during the clinch from when she started to allow her in the 3rd round, I think Claressa Shields would have fucking got her out soon because it would have worked the body. And you seen Hammer's face. You saw that fatigue, defeated look. You saw it. It would have been body, overhand right that was been landing. It would have been devastating. Now, during the fight, Championship Hammer landed some shots. The best shots probably were during the last round when I think it was the last round, when they went for a little flurry. Shields got a little aggressive. I wouldn't say careless. It just aggressive. When you hook with a hooker, shit happens. But other than that, I really can't, Hammer threw a couple of stiff jabs and Claressa Shields in between punches, but nothing to really say like, oh, do you remember that part of the round? There were some shots you saw like Shields get, shook here and there. Nothing to, like I said, really wow. But when the good thing about this Claressa Shields, this fight, is when she said it during the post-fight interview, and you saw it during the fight. To me, career-wise, and probably including this whole fight, because this whole fight was probably it's easily the best performance of her professional career. But I would say, as watching Claressa Shields' professional run, the defining moment and best moment in her career was probably round 2. Round 2 is probably the best, even during that whole fight. I would say round 2, when she really started showing the defense of shaking the punches, slipping them, countering, hooking, doubling up some, working the jab. It's all started in that round 2. So it's like, whoa, a different Shields, a different overall Shields, and that's why I said a team. Obviously, Claressa Shields had the fucking tools, She just never showed them because she was always in a rush. She was always in a rush to prove something. And that's why on a couple of fights ago, I think maybe like 3 or 4 years ago when we did the video right here on the WRT Boxing Show, we discussed how great we want to see a change, and it should be coming soon with John David Jackson. You know, when she did the coach switch. Sometimes in life they say a blessing in disguise, because I know that wasn't a favorable choice. I know it's like part business or something bit personal, something about she wanted to get focus and go somewhere else. Someone didn't want to train somewhere else, so she said, "Hey, I need to get to that another level," but something like that. You know, I don't want to go too off board, not knowing the facts, but business went with personal, and she wanted us to stay business. So John David Jackson came on, and what he did with Kovalev was slow him down and make him accurate. That's what Claressa Shields was missing. With all the tools and 2 gold medals, you can box. You know, people say, "Oh, she's not a knockout artist." Who cares? Who cares? She can box. If she'll box your ass off enough, those punches start adding up. And you saw it happen in Hammer. Now it only got dangerous because she brung on some dude named Scooter. I don't know how long he's been with Scooter, but since she's been with John David Jackson, she's looked better as a fighter. You know, more her main problem was her accuracy was off, and I think it was because she was too aggressive, too wild. John David Jackson is slowing her down, saying, "Hey, you got the tools. Pick your shots." And his actions today in the corner was fucking on point. They were smooth. They were direct. You know, calm. You know, like, hey, just jab, slow down. Don't be in a rush. Don't constantly, because Claressa Shields is young. She's fire. She's fucking everything you want her to be, but sometimes you don't want her to be her that she is. You know, like, hey, calm down. Don't be that aggressive. And that's what John David Jackson did a really good job in the corner. Like, take it easy. You know, go behind the jab, 1, 2, feint, and give it up to Claressa Shields, because in round, what was it? Around 5, but going back to John David Jackson real quick, you can tell this fight had its moment. It is like, this is a big fight. You know, John David Jackson, he was talking slow, clear, trying to be precise for the moment for Claressa to help her get this moment. But in round 3, you could hear his voice. We all been there when you a man, you try not to get emotional, you trying not to get the happy tears, but you talking and that your heart's getting the best of you. It sounded like John David Jackson had that moment for Claressa. He knew she was about the history she was about to do. So he was, okay, we about to do it. You are about to do it, but he was trying to stay calm, just keep her calm. You know, at least that's what it sounded like to me. It was kind of cool to hear him feel that way, that the WRT, we're boxing junkies, we talking like that on the WRT Boxing Show. If you are already subscribed, hit that thumbs up, support your show. Now, in between 4 and 5, he told her, like, hey, keep it cool, work behind the jab now. You know, she's backing up, go 1, 2, 3s, and sure enough, Claressa came out doubling, tripling up jabs, picking up information, replying to it in the game. And like that, she has the tool. It's just sometimes she's too fast to want to be aggressive. John David Jackson's just going to keep her at a pace to break her down and get it. Like I said, she broke her down, and like I said, she could have finished her in round 8 with the mouthpiece spit out, or, you know, as the replay shows, she was trying to spit it out, but kind of a little slow to do it. And then maybe that shit would have worked in Germany, pointing at the mouthpiece like, hey, ref, I need my mouthpiece back. That shit don't work. Shit don't work a lot of places, but when you are a favorite money maker from around the world and countries, you might get pampered like that. But in the United States, you're not the money maker, not the A side. Claressa Shields is fight goes on. And plus, it's not really just do it a side. It's just really wasn't no law in the action. And again, Hammer was holding, trying to make a law, and Claressa Shields at that moment was allowed to kind of like fight her off. Normally, Sparkle in the early fight was saying stop, 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 but at that moment when the mouthpiece was spit out, she allowed Shields to keep fighting and then put on the pressure and allow her to attack her when Hammer was pointing it down at the ground. So, like I said, on and off moments, it was a weird rhythm, but it didn't really. I think it kind of affected Claressa Shields, the on and off rhythm of not letting her fight in the inside. Like overall, it didn't affect the outcome, but I think, like I said, the outcome could have been a more devastating outcome and a sooner timing. Now, that being said, Claressa Shields, Ultimate, Undisputed, the Brackus fight, I'm not a fan of that fight. As good as it sounds, undisputed champion, I get it. It sounds fantastic. It sounds great. I'm just not a fan of it because when you look in that boxing, Cecilia is 35, fighting at this weight for some years now. This hungry ass bull got Cecilia at this age and this stage in her career. She can't go up the weight and challenge this heavy ass hitting Claressa Shields. She's gonna get fucked up. She's gonna get fucked up. And it's like she's 147. It's that weight class thing. It's you saw how much a Callie Reese right hand, and Callie Reese was a 154 who went down to 147. You saw what that power did to her at 147. Going up, like I said, it sounds great. You'll love to see it. Great ass boxer, but Guillermo Rigondeaux, Lomachenko, Garcia, Spence, Khan, Canelo. It's gonna be like that. Brackus, Shields. If boxing wants that type of moment for females, then hey, but it's it's undisputed. So maybe that's for the fact that it's women, it won't matter that the weight class thing. But if and guys, it always get brung up in the conversation, like you beat a smaller person, But like I said, they're now. What's next for Claressa Shields is it's one, what she did in the post fight interview was brilliant. Talk shit like a motherfucker, and not only talk shit, say you're gonna like destroy him. That's awesome. But you want a champ to say it, and not only when they say it, you believe the interview. You believe it when she says it. There's some fighters that are like, oh, I'll give me this fighter, I break him. Okay. Give me Savannah Marshall, that girl who beat me in the amateurs. I go to UK, which is fucking brilliant. Brilliant. Olympic star. Already now, it's going to be genius to take Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields needs to go to another level. She's already did it in America. Go beat someone's ass in the UK where, one, just period, outside of America, women's boxing, you're going to get probably like a 10% more thumbs up. Just leaving America, period. Now, certain countries like the UK, it's going to boom. And not only is it going to boom, they respect her Olympics. This undisputed, her skills. Marshall's the last girl to beat her, talking shit. And what's going to be worth good to see is the nice, polite Sky Sport or wherever this type of press conferences and whole background is. Claressa Shields is gonna fuck that noise up. She's gonna fuck it up. This girl beat her. Claressa Shields is gonna want some payback. It's gonna be try to be polite. It'd be nice TV. Now after that fight, what does Claressa Shields do? Now, and that's when her fan base and us boxing fans are going to have to help women's boxing. She can only do what she can do. It's like, it's different. Serena Williams got big because there was already tennis players around the world. She was going to play no matter what. Now, what helped her was the viewers. The viewers. We're going to have to tune in, and regardless of who she's fighting, you know, Showtime and them are going to put it on. They're going to have to put on these fights of who she's fighting. We are just going to have to get behind her opponents, and the better we get behind her opponents, hopefully the better the victories are going to be. You know, if it's just like, oh, I'm fighting so and so Barbara, she's 16-0. Oh, that's Claressa Shields' next opponent. That's Claressa Shields' next opponent. But if there's athletes, you know, just not just some Claressa Shields telling us what her opponents is, and not just the commentary, you know, let the little boxing community out there do something to help. They have to do, like the RT Boxing Show right here on the RT. We cover our little dibble dabble of female boxing. This is only season 3. We did our share. You know, like I said, this is Claressa Shields' like 6th appearance on the show. You know, we talked a good amount of Claressa Shields. We talked a good amount of female boxing. Yolanda Pop, you know, the Argentinian. It's a damn shame, man. It's a damn shame. Golden Boy had a pretty good female, Musinho. She got rocked in the 9th round. So, women boxing is there. It's nice. It's a nice forefoot in America. It's good to see it because there is some good scrappers out there that make it entertaining. It gets a bad rap. Right here on the RT Boxing Show, Claressa Shields, undisputed champion. Easy work, but a technical domination, eye-pleasing, you know, defense, bobbing and weaving. She was moving at the waist, hands down defense, slipping punches, rolling, countering, you know, punches, moving her head off. That's a big thing. We can talk about that. If you watch Claressa Shields her whole career, like I said, the biggest things we always broke down on her fights on the RT Boxing Show, her whole career, was her headline. Her headline. It was bad. You could just stick her with a jab. John David Jackson. Hey, when you punch, I need you to move this way. When you punch, I need you to move that way. All right. Hey, Claressa, when you're punching, okay, yeah, I know. Move my head. Repeating the same shit, nice, slow, smooth. Repeating the game plan to his pupil. Claressa Shields picking it up. So the things you saw that was a problematic in those in her Konipsky fights, you know, she was just wild swinging shit, you know. In her first fight, yes, it's her first fight, I get it, but it's only her 9th fight right now. Derzen fight, even in her the other German lady, Hiko, it was Butler and Ficum. Those 2 fights, she was just wow. She was wow, and that at the beginning of John David Jackson, right there was starting to slow her down. Now she's moving her head off the line. Good shit. It's a long video, but it's more of just a lot of breakdown, hopefully. And again, hey, Boxing Junkie, we got our fix right here on the RT Boxing Show. Thank you for your time and support.